Sawadee krap, I'm Alex Christian Picatota from H428 and welcome to my video. So for today's video, we will cooking 3 Thai dishes which loved by many Thais and foreigners who wants to visit Thailand just like me. So first, where's Thailand? Thailand is located in Southeast Asia near in our country which is the Philippines. That's why their dishes has a resemblance to our dishes here in the Philippines.
Thai cuisine is the national cuisine of Thailand. Thai cooking places emphasis on lightly prepared dishes with strong aromatic components and a spicy edge. Australian chef David Thompson, an expert on Thai food, observes that unlike many other cuisines, Thai cooking is about the juggling of disparate elements to create a harmonious finish. Like a complex musical chord, it's got to have a smooth surface but it doesn't matter what's happening underneath. Simplicity isn't the dictum here at all. According to the Thai monk Venerable Buddhadasa Bhikkhu's writing, India's benevolence to Thailand. Thai cuisine was influenced by Indian cuisine. He wrote that Thai people learned how to use spices in their food in various ways from Indians. Thais also obtained the methods of making herbal medicines from the Indians. Also, some of the Indian influences such as the coconut-based curries and boiled red and white sweets are believed to have entered Thai cuisine in the 15th century through Khmer cuisine.
Now, let's cook our first dish, which is our dessert, named Kanom Chan. Kanom Chan derived from the word Kanom means dessert and Chan layered. So in English, it is a steamed layered dessert.
Kanom Chan is a famous dessert in Thailand. It is originally from Sukhothai period and a staple snack in Thai cuisine, which usually prepared for auspicious ceremonies. Cooking method used: toasting, boiling, simmering, and steaming. Ingredients: 150 grams tapioca flour sifted, 40 grams rice flour sifted, 250 grams white sugar refined, 600 grams coconut milk. I use powdered and diluted it based on the amount of water says at the back of the packaging. 5 grams of jasmine flour, pandan or banana flavorings can be a substitute. 1 drop of food coloring. While for brushing, it will be used to easily remove the cake in the molder and achieve the shining looks of Kanon Chan. And lastly, desiccated coconut. It is optional. Let's toast first our desiccated coconut in a pan without oil for almost a couple of minutes or until the coconut turns brown. Or you can broth untoasted one at your market if they have one. Then set it aside because we will use it for garnishing. For the coconut milk mixture, simmer the coconut milk and sugar on a low heat until the sugar dissolves completely. If you are using a metal whisk, avoid metal-to-metal reaction with the pan. You can check the sugar if dissolves completely once you check the bottom of your wooden spoon. Once the sugar dissolves, turn off the heat and set aside. After cooling down the milk mixture, let's now do the Kanon Chan batter. In an empty bowl, add rice flour, tapioca flour, and pour the coconut milk mixture. Remember, don't put all. Divide 2 to 3 when pouring the milk mixture to the flour. Then put the jasmine flavoring, or if you don't have, you can substitute banana flavorings or pandan flavorings. Then separate the mixture for how many colors you want. But for my dish, I will make 3, one for yellow, green, and white. After separating, drop the coloring food and mix together. In an empty pan or tray, brush some oil so that the Kanon Chan can be easily removed and it has its shiny looks. If you don't have brush, you can use your hands but remember to wash it or use gloves. Now, let's do the steaming method. In a steamer, put full or half of water in a heavy bottom pan and wait for it to boil. Once it starts to boil, put the tray. Remember it's hot so be careful. But for this one, I put the tray before it boils so that I can I cannot feel the heat comes from the streamer. And now put the first color of the butter or the mixture around 0.5 cm so that the other colors must have room for layering. Then steam around 5 minutes. After 5 minutes, add the next layer of another color of mixture and steam again for 7 minutes or 5 minutes again. Continue until done and the container is full of mixture. After 5 minutes, I added the third layer which is the green color and I steam it for another 5 minutes again. And now I added the fourth layer which is the yellow. I want to check if the center is done so I use toothpick to know if the center of the mixture or the kanon chan is cooked. Once it's done, cool down it in a tray and wait for 2 to 3 hours or you can put it in the refrigerator. Now, let it cool down. After cooling down for at least 1 to 3 hours, brush oil at the surface and cut in a well pieces if you want it shaped like a square or a rectangle. And now, serve and enjoy!
So now let's cook our second dish named Thai cashew chicken.
Thai cashew chicken is a crunchy and salty and full of caramelized onions and crispy cashews, which loved by many Thais in Thailand. It is very delicious and can randomly found at a street food stall in Thailand. Cooking method used: toasting, searing, stir-frying, and sautéing. Ingredients: 200 grams chicken breast fillet cut into small dice to medium dice, 60 grams of corn flour or cornstarch, sea salt to taste, vegetable oil enough for searing your chicken, and plus 15 grams extra for sautéing and stir frying, 15 grams for garlic cloves, roughly chopped or minced, 55 grams of onions sliced, 57 grams of cashew nuts can be salted or unsalted, but remember to balance the saltiness if you are using salted. Crushed cashew nuts optional for toasting, 2 bell pepper deseeded and cut into small dice, 30 grams of sliced spring onions, scallions. You can add 5 dried chilies cut into small dice, but I did not add because I'm not a fan of spicy food. For the sauce, 45 ml of soy sauce, 30 ml of white vinegar, 8 grams of sugar, and 2 grams of corn flour or cornstarch. In a pan with no oil, toast the crushed cashew nuts, then toast until it becomes brown, then set aside. We'll be using it for garnish at the end. First, season the chicken with salt and toss some flour with it. Remember to use gloves or wash your hands first. Put oil in a heat over high heat. The oil is hot enough at 165 Celsius or 325 Fahrenheit, or when a wooden spoon deep into the oil forms small little bubbles. Then add the chicken to the hot pot, sear or cook it by flipping the pieces every so often for 3 to 4 minutes or until the exterior is just sealed but before the pieces turn golden. Transfer to a tray lined white paper to drain. Repeat with the remaining chicken and flour. Making sauce. To make the sauce for our Thai cashew chicken, in a small bowl, put and mix together the soy sauce, vinegar, sugar, and cornstarch until the sugar dissolves. Heat 1 tablespoon of oil in a clean wok or large frying pan over medium-high heat. Add the garlic and onion and saute for half a minute. Then add another oil as needed, then add the cashew. You can put dried chilies if you want. And stir fry for another half a minute or until the cashews just start to turn golden. Now, add the bell pepper or capsicums. I put a lot of onions and it's overpowering my protein which is the chicken so I remove some. Now add the chicken and stir fry sauce and stir fry for 2 to 3 minutes or until the sauce is thick and glossy. Toss through the spring onions and serve.
And for our last dish, we will cooking our starch named Thai fragrance rice.
Thai fragrant rice. It is a pilaf style composed of many lemony ingredients, just like lemongrass, lemon or lime, ginger, and basil. That's why this dish has its Thai tangy taste. Cooking method used: toasting, sautéing, boiling, simmering, and searing. Ingredients: 342 grams jasmine rice, rinse soak for 30 minutes to 1 hour, 2-inch lemongrass chopped or sliced, 1 tablespoon of oil, 3 grams lemon rind. Many Thai put limes more than lemon because there is a lot of limes in Thailand, 5 grams of garlic minced or grated, 2 slices of ginger, 2 bird's eye chilies stem intact. A lot of Thai likes to put many chilies but I'm not a fan of spicy food so I put 2, but you can put some if you like it spicy. Salt to taste, 480 ml of chicken stock, vegetable stock can be a replacement, 2 limes leaf or kaffir leaf, a handful of basil leaves optional, chicken breast optional for garnishing and toasting. Sear the chicken first in a hot oil over medium heat 2 to 3 minutes or until it achieves the golden nice color, brown. The oil must be hot but not in a smoking point. Sear both sides then remove and shred the chicken by using 2 forks. I put parchment paper in the bottom of the bowl so that it can absorb the oil of the chicken. After cooling down the shredded chicken, in a pan with no oil, toss your shredded chicken and toast for a couple of minutes or until it looks dry or become brown but not burned. You can put salt and sauces if you want to make it brown, but I don't put because I don't want it to become salty. Once it's done, transfer to an empty bowl. Set aside. Heat oil in a heavy bottom pan and saute the lemongrass and ginger for 30 seconds or at least or until it releases the aroma of it. Then add the garlic and saute until it turns brown. Once the garlic turns brown, add rice and mix well. Then add the lemon rind and mix again. Add also the roughly chopped bird's eye chilies with stem intact. Then mix again. Now add the vegetable stock and lime leaf then cover. Wait for it to boil and lower the heat, then simmer the rice. Now add the salt and taste if it achieves the taste that you like. Mix again but don't overmix it. Just a gentle mix and fluff it off. Cover. Check if it's fluff it off, then taste again to make sure that it tastes the taste that you like. Then now add the basil, toss and mix again. Toss your basil and mix again, then turn off the heat. Serve and enjoy.
So, that's all for today and thank you for watching my video. Bye!